Hey everyone, it's Jessica from Rantastic here, and today I had actually planned to tell you another story that one of my really good friends, Lisa from Rantastics, most of you know her already, um, she wanted me to tell you guys another story, but then something happened yesterday that was totally rantastic, so that story is going to have to wait just a little bit longer. Sorry, Lisa. But I gotta tell you this story. So yesterday, I had to go up to Reading, which is about an hour and a half away from where I'm at, and I had to go up to get more back injections. They're called facet injections, and I got 6 shots from the low spine by your buttocks to the mid spine, and they did 3 injections on each side. So I'm on my way up to Reading, and my daughter is riding along with me, and we're just zooming along, driving along, and it was like ridiculous trying to get there. I've never had so much trouble trying to drive up there. Everybody was going so slow, and these cars are just driving even like this. There's no getting around these people. And I get to this one part, and we're about 25 minutes or so of Reading. And there's this area, and it's got a little bit of a curve, and it's like this wall. It's not like a wall, but it's like gravel and stone, and then the other part of I-5 is up here, going south, and we're heading north. So we're going there, and there's this like charcoal gray SUV, and it is on my ass, and it's like doing this thing, weaving back and forth. There's no place for it to go. There's a car in front of me. There's no place to go, and it's like pushing up like it's gonna ram me into the side, and I'm like, what the hell? What am I supposed to do? I can't go around. I can't get over. I can't do nothing. And I really thought this SOB was gonna run me into this wall. So as soon as I got an opportunity to get over into the right-hand lane, I did. And this SUV just takes off. And I'm driving down the road, and I'm like, whew, thank God. I thought I was going to be in another accident on my way to get my back fixed. So driving along, and then we get to a point where I need to get back over in the left-hand lane, and I'm driving, and that same SUV now is going under the speed limit, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I get into, and there's now a far left lane, into the far left lane, get almost up even with this guy, and he takes off again. And I'm like, what's going on? So I get back over, and then I notice there's a police officer behind me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to get over one more time so this guy can go after this SUV that damn near ran me into the wall. But that didn't happen. I'm driving, and all of a sudden the cherries go on, and I get pulled over. Now, mind you, I'm not speeding. I was going like 72 in a 70. And as far as I'm concerned, that's not speeding, and you don't usually get pulled over for going 2 miles over the speed limit. So I get pulled over, and I'm like, what the hell's going on now? And this officer comes over to the passenger side window, and we turned off our car, we rolled down our windows, and the officer didn't even tell me why I was being pulled over. This is a fairly heavy-set woman, very pale skin, really curly hair, and she doesn't tell me why I'm being pulled over. She just says, I need your license and registration. And I'm like, okay. Then it dawned on me, my tags are expired. I do have my tags. They're in my car, but I haven't had the opportunity, or I've just forgotten to put the tags actually on my car. So that's why I was actually getting pulled over. And we're sitting there, and she's like 10 minutes sitting in this car, running my plate, doing God knows what. When she comes back up, she's got this like smug look on her face. And I'm like, why did you bother to pull me over? You were right behind us when the SUV almost ran me into the wall. She's like, what SUV? I didn't see anything happen. And I'm like, how? How did you not see this guy going like this behind me and like forcing me over to the left side where I damn near took out the wall? She's like, I didn't see anything. I said, so now you're pulling me over for whatever reason, and this guy just took off like a bat out of hell. Then her attitude kind of changed a little bit. She wasn't quite as stiff. I think maybe she felt a little bit guilty for pulling me over, and this guy's gone. There's no way she's going to find this guy. I couldn't even tell her what kind of car it was. I just knew the color. And I don't even know if she radioed anybody to find this guy, but she gives me a ticket. But before she gives me this ticket, I see the name. She is Officer H. Beaver. Now, all these thoughts started coming to my head. And being me, if you know me, I'm very sarcastic, very witty, and there's so much I wanted to say. There's so many comments I wanted to make, and I'm going through my head. H. I cannot think of very many names that come up with an H. And Beaver. And I'm just looking at her, and I'm like, oh my God, I got Officer Beaver, Officer H. Beaver. And I'm thinking of these names. I'm like, Harry? No, that's a guy named Harry Beaver. How awful would that be to be named Harry Beaver? And I'm sitting there thinking, I cannot think of any H names. She's very pale, so she doesn't look like she could be Mexican, but that doesn't mean she's not. And I'm trying to think of Mexican female names, American female names, and I'm just not getting that far. And so I kept my mouth shut. I was a good girl for once. I didn't say anything. I got my warning ticket, and then she noticed my daughter had her seatbelt on, but not over the shoulder. So then she started threatening my daughter, and she's like, young lady? And my daughter's like, yes, Officer Beaver? And she's like, you're not wearing your seatbelt. She's like, I am wearing my seatbelt. She's like, but it's not over the shoulder. You need to put that over your shoulder right now and wear that restraint properly. It's not doing you any good. If you don't, I'm going to have to write you a ticket. And my daughter was like, what? So she put it on or whatever. And then Officer Beaver, being the officer that she is, decides to give me a class on how to exit the far right, what do you call that lane? Like the emergency lane. And she tells me, okay, now what I need you to do is make sure you guys have your seatbelts on. Go ahead and start your car. And then I want you to speed up. Go fast, not too fast though. Speed up. And then you're going to put on your signal and you're going to merge left like you're doing a lane change. If you do that, everything should be okay and you shouldn't cause any wrecks or anything. And I'm like, wow. Thank you, Officer Beaver, for that driving tip. So anyways, we're driving. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be late to my appointment at this time. And I'm just racking my brain trying to think of what H stands for. My daughter's like, Holly. It's Holly Beaver. I bet you her name is Holly. How messed up would that be if her name was spelled like holy, though, like one L instead of two L's? She'd become a holy beaver, and we just lost it. I mean, that's all we could think about all day is Officer Holy Beaver or Harry Beaver or something. So, good old Officer Beaver got in our way to yesterday, and it turned out to be quite comical. I didn't get a ticket. We made sure when I left my doctor's that we put our little sticker on the car so we don't have that issue again. But I found yesterday to be completely rantastic, and I just had to share that with you. So I hope you guys enjoyed my Leave It to Beaver story. and I will see you guys again shortly. We're heading up in a few minutes to go to Johnny Appleseed Days, and you'll be able to watch that vlog on my daughter's channel on Crazy Caitlin. And I will be back again soon. Talk to you later. Bye.